MC, this is what you do.
You know what it is, man? It's your boy. Let me holler at you. Check it out.
Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Well, it looks like Anthony Joshua has entered the Union Jack protection program. You know, that's what it is. We can't really call it witness protection. Because as of right now, when it comes to other people's wives, he said he ain't talking, so he ain't snitching. So, but he does like to give a lot of advice. And in saying that, regarding this whole fiasco, regarding this, the WBA ordering the Luis Ortiz fight, the IBF ordering the Kubek Pulev fight 24 hours later. I was gonna kind of feel sorry for him. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, it's a heartfelt moment for Anthony Joshua. What is he gonna do now? But I started thinking about it. I forgot, man. Anthony Joshua's good, man. He's good to go. He's in the Union Jack protection program. So, and he is, man. If you ask a lot of the Union Jack, fanboys, the committee, it's nothing wrong with fanboys. When you're a fan of boxing or whatever like that, a lot of people think that fanboy thing is derogatory. But if you look it up, I already did a video up on it. It's whatever, but it's the committee, I guess, the agents. You don't like fanboy agents, they're gonna deny. That's the first rule of the Union Jack protection program. The committee, the union they got there is denial. You know what I'm saying? It's like Fight Club, because they'll deny a lot. That's the first disclaimer they'll make, is that they're not protecting Anthony Joshua. But it's okay. PNC King is here to help you through the cloud of smoke, smoke screen and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like in combat. When you see the flares and the smoke and stuff like that, you can expect maybe a couple of guys that probably passing through. It's just a distraction, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to help you weave through the whole litigation, the jargon and the narrative. Remember I said, man, it's like psyops, you know what I'm saying? It's like misinformation, and especially with the UK guys, they really good at that. So not all of them, but the shoe fits. Feel free to wear it. Walk it out. We can go back and forth, but for me, I like to stick with the facts, and usually when I go into it, especially do a hit piece like this one, because I'm from Chi-Town, the PNC King, he does his thing. This is the city of Al Capone, Windy City, tale of two cities, two baseball teams, or whatnot. You gotta pick a side, you with the North or you with the South. That's how it is, man. North side Irish, south side Irish. Our thing. What we got going on here in Chi-Town. Chirac, for crying out loud. But on the lighter side of things, enough with the humor. Let's get to it. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. Because, I already got Kell Brook. That's one down. Anthony Joshua, he's looking good right now. You know what I'm saying? Look, he's looking a little bit too big for his britches. So let's get into it with this whole Anthony Joshua and his facing his mandatories. And we're going to talk a little bit about Deontay Wilder too. You know what I'm saying? Because they like to bring his name up as far as why we're not getting this fight. Because I mentioned it before. I was like, why can't we have Anthony Joshua versus Wilder? and a lot of discrepancies. A lot of smoke came up, man. A lot of smoke, no fire, but a lot of smoke, no fire. They ain't have the fire for the Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder fight, nor the Anthony Joshua with Luis Ortiz fight. They didn't have a fire for that. You know what I'm saying? They don't want that. Oh no, they don't want that. Because Anthony Joshua, he can sell out Wembley Stadium and O2 Arena all by himself and stuff like that, pay-per-view and everything else. But let's get into our first point here, okay? Let's see here. Where should we start off, man? There's so much, man. There's so much content with this, man. Let's start off with the whole Anthony Joshua versus Vladimir Klitschko. Okay? It's very important. Okay? Very important. Let's go to BoxRec. You guys got BoxRec? Go to BoxRec. And or you can just Google Anthony and BoxRec usually comes up. Let's go to BoxRec. Let's look into this. Anthony Joshua got his belt off Charles Martin, the American, right? O2 Arena, nice crowd, whatever like that. Had a couple of title defenses against those Americans, as he likes to say, you Americans. He likes to say that. Now, all of a sudden, he gets the fight with Klitschko, because we know Tyson Fury had his thing with Klitschko and stuff like that. They couldn't make that rematch happen. 1 minute Tyson Fury's got a sprained ankle, the next minute Tyson Fury's in rehab, so the guy has issues. Just in case you guys didn't know, Tyson Fury, he's been out for a while, but as far as bloodline is concerned, regarding lineal champions, he still is the lineal champ, so no. And then Klitschko is the former lineal champ, right? A heavyweight, who doesn't know Vladimir Klitschko, right? So they go into this fight April 29th, right? They go into this fight April 29th. And for some reason, the WBA wants to fill this vacant super world heavyweight title. Now, around this time, man, you still had Shannon Briggs versus Fresno Kendo for that regular belt. And you still had Luis Ortiz hanging around there looking for an opponent, because I guess Ustinov or whoever the hell he's supposed to fight in this tournament that's been going on for like 2 years. Ruslan Shagayev and all these other guys, they just disappeared. Nobody wanted to fight Luis Ortiz, you know what I'm saying? And then I guess Tyson Fury and Klitschko, I guess Klitschko didn't want it either. So, anyway, WBA is their belt. Okay, Klitschko versus, Anthony Joshua. Let's make it happen. Let's make this a unification bout. So, when Klitschko goes in there, he don't have a belt. Just to let you guys know. He's fighting for a vacated belt. A belt that used to be his and that was taken away from Tyson Fury, right? So, these guys know what the situation is with this belt. You know what I'm saying? There's a mandatory right in the wing. Luis Ortiz. He knows it's there. Anthony Joshua knows it's there. Eddie Hearn knows it's there. They know. They know. And they also know that they, on top of that, man, they also fight for that vacant, the IBO belt too, which I don't even know why they're fighting for that belt, but you know what I'm saying. From what I hear, from the Union Jack committee, from these Anthony Joshua fans, is that belts aren't important, but he sure has a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? He sure does have a lot of them. a guy that doesn't need belts anymore and can sell all these pay-per-view sales. But he's got a lot. But anyway, he picked that up too along the way in this match with Klitschko. Anyway, it was a great fight, man. It was a great fight. I give him that, man. He got that knockout. That was a nice uppercut. Anthony Joshua has a killer uppercut, man. You gotta watch out for that bad boy. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, fight's over. He gets the knockout. Klitschko, he's mulling retirement. But you know what? Guess who got that wish? Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua got his wish, man. Anthony Joshua got his wish because he suggested that Klitschko retire. Yeah, I know, right? Like, when did this happen? But you guys know, in the YTBC, when it happened around May sometime, you know? But anyway, it happened, you know what I'm saying? It happened. I'm trying to, like, flip back and forth on this stuff. Because this timeline is so extensive because, you know, like I said, you know, Anthony, in my opinion, like I said, I'm not buying what he's selling, you know what I'm saying? Dude can box, you know what I'm saying? He's good, pretty good counter puncher. He knocking people out. You know, I like that. But as far as like what he's selling, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm so humble and this false character he's trying to represent, I don't buy. You know, that's what I don't like to do. You know, but as far as the boxing is concerned, you know, hey man, I want to see it, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him fight the best, just like everybody else. But not the Union Jack protection program, man. If you know, but he's in the Union Jack protection program. A lot of these, you know, the UK guys, they don't want to see him fight, man. Not all of them, but the guys in the Union, the flag wavers, man, they don't want to see Anthony Joshua fight. You know, some of these other top-rate contenders. All right, so he got his wish. He never wanted to fight Klitschko in a rematch. Why? I tell you why. Because Anthony Joshua in that fight got off the canvas. That's why it was such a great fight, man. He got knocked down in that fight. You know? 40-year-old man pushing this young buck. This Anthony Joshua gold medal winner. Man, it was really good. You know what I'm saying? Klitschko, man, you would have thought he was finished after that Tyson Fury fight, man. The dude was just like, man, I don't know what was on his mind. But anyway, it wasn't boxing because he didn't even throw his hands. This time he was coming after it, man. You know what I'm saying? He was really letting loose, man. It's like the Klitschko Actually, that's probably why he got knocked out, because he was exerting himself, man. He really wanted it, man. And that's pretty much the times he did get knocked out, when he exerted himself and he pushed the envelope a little too much. You know, he's got a stamina issue. Look how much. He's got a lot of muscles, man. You know. But anyway, long story short, Anthony Joshua didn't want it, but the man that did want it was Eddie Hearn, and they wanted to keep that IBF belt. Because guess who was sitting there? Kubrat Pulev. Kubrat Pulev was there. And now you have Luis Ortiz as the mandatories, right? I guess the WBA granted him slack because they didn't even mention the WBA regarding the rematch and stuff like that. But anyway, these guys want to play ball and stuff like that. They want to ruin a great rematch, right? The rematch supposed to be in Vegas and stuff like that. You know, Anthony Joshua was supposed to be making his great debut on HBO, you know, Showtime, whatever like that, and this fight was supposed to be in Vegas and all this other stuff. You know, this is his coming out party, man. You thought the Charles Martin fight was his coming out party. Now this was his coming out party because he was able to show true grit and get off the canvas. But like I said, he didn't want it, man. And it's in the statement, man. He didn't want it. He was. It was like he's trying to give wise advice. This is the same advice he tried to give Deontay Wilder, talking about, you should fight better opponents. And it was like, don't you want to unify? You got two major belts, the WBA and the IBF, and you don't want a unification match with Wilder. You're not calling him out. You're not calling out Joseph Parker or anybody like that. So, But anyway, moving along, he gets an extension, man. He gets an extension with the IBF and stuff like that. Eddie Hearn, he goes and do his thing, and he grants this extension, right? You know what I'm saying? They grant him extension and exception and stuff like that. They can do that with these sanctioning bodies, man. They can grant these guys these extensions. That's what I'm saying, man. The dude don't even want to fight Luis Ortiz or Deontay Wilder. Don't let nobody fool you. Look, if they say anything else other than, hey, Anthony Joshua should be fighting Deontay Wilder or whatnot, and you know what I'm saying? And, look, they don't want to see that fight, man. They don't want to see Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. They don't want to see Anthony Joshua versus Luis Ortiz, man. I done heard it all kind of excuses of why Anthony Joshua cannot fight Luis Ortiz or Deontay Wilder, okay? Like I said, it's conniving because Eddie Hearn, he came out with a video. Check this out, man. So, anyway, long story short, they got the extension, IBF, granted an extension, WBA, they on board with the whole, hey, let's fight Klitschko and stuff like that, right? So anyway, you guys know the story after that. It doesn't, Klitschko retires, man. Klitschko retires. It turns out that, I guess the IBF, the IBF or WBA expected him to fight Klitschko back in August or something like that, early this August. You know what I'm saying? Well, it didn't happen, man. The dude retired, you know what I'm saying? The dude retired. So, anyway, long story short, Eddie Hearn, he comes out with a video making fun of Deontay Wilder and stuff like that. Talk about, we offered you so much money to fight Dillian White and stuff like that. And this is what I'm talking about, man, with Eddie Hearn, man. I see why a lot of people don't like Eddie Hearn, man, because he pretty much laughs in the face of the UK fans, man. He laughs in the UK's fans' face, and he plays them for a bunch of mugs, man. You know what I'm saying? The UK boxing fans. Because he been talking about Kubrat Pulev since I don't know when, man. Before even the rematch, they had a date for the rematch. He been talking about, we're going to fight Kubrat Pulev. We're going to fight Kubrat Pulev. All this time avoiding Luis Ortiz. He was avoiding Luis Ortiz. You remember, Luis Ortiz used to be signed with Eddie Hearn. Right? They have on a fight-by-fight basis. But he let him go. Just before the Klitschko versus Anthony Joshua fight was announced. See? You just used Luis Ortiz as a pawn to get Klitschko into the fight. You know what I'm saying? With Anthony Joshua. That's all that was. Because everybody thought once Luis Ortiz signed with Matchroom that, eventually Anthony Joshua fight Luis Ortiz. But Wood the guy, man, he called it out, man. It was Wood. Wood the guy, he called it out. He's like, man, they're just going to play him for a sucker, man. They're going to play him for a sucker. They had him fight Malik Scott, the White Rhino, David Allen. They just played this dude, man. They just wanted to prolong the inevitable, excuse my language, excuse my pronunciation, excuse me. But, yeah, man, so that's what they did, man. They just drew it out. They just wanted him to get older. They never had any intentions of fighting Luis Ortiz because he could have made that match already, you know what I'm saying? Hell, that could have been a voluntary for the IBF belt. But no, he wanted to fight Dominic Brazil and Eric Molina, which I don't knock because Eric Molina was coming off a big win. Anthony Joshua had just picked up the belt, you know what I'm saying? But after that, he could have fought Luis Ortiz. Oh, he could have fought him any other time, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't really knocking it because he had just got the belt, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to defend it a couple of times and shine a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Gonna hate on the brother trying to shine a little bit. But anyway, the Union Jacks guys, they can't, the guys in the protection program, the guys that are protecting Anthony Joshua, they kind of going a little bit too far with it, you know what I'm saying? You had your couple of tired defenses and stuff like that. Now go ahead and face Luis Ortiz, man, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be number one. You got to prove it every now and then, right? Okay, then. So, moving along, man. Like I said, Eddie Hearn never wanted this fight to happen, man. He never wanted this fight to happen. And what ended up happening was Luis Ortiz had to sign with Al Heyman, man. Al Heyman had to come in. He had to revive Luis Ortiz's career. And pretty much everybody was on board, man. People was happy, man. People was man, now we're going to see Luis Ortiz versus Deontay Wilder. Right? We thought we were going to get that fight. It didn't happen. Because what's his name was coming off an injury, and what they wanted was Luis Ortiz to face Deontay Wilder on short notice. People, the Union Jack, the committee, man, those people with the Union Jack waiver flag, those guys, they were really supporting that, man. They were really pushing that, man. And what they did was they called Deontay Wilder a duck, man. Call him a duck, man. The Union Jack guys, they call him a duck and a coward because he didn't want to face Luis Ortiz, one of these top 5 guys and heavyweight boogeyman, nonetheless, on a 30-day notice. You know what I'm saying? When the guy was already training to fight somebody else. So they were kind of upset about that. And then not only that, it wasn't as mandatory, it was a voluntary, because I think Luis Ortiz is highly ranked in the WBC, but he wasn't number one. That goes to Bermain Stavern, So anyway, the story with that. That fight didn't happen. Deontay Wilder knocks out Gerald Washington, another last-minute replacement. All these guys that Deontay Wilder was supposed to be facing, either they were popping hot for steroids and stuff like that, man. Yeah, what's up, man? Anyway, I'm gonna try to end this one, but yeah. So like I was saying, man, Eddie Hearn is playing the UK fans. He was telling them all along that Anthony Joshua is going to face Kubrat Pulev. You don't have to face Kubrat Pulev. Because this is why I'm saying this. Because you got some of the guys in the Union Jack, committee. These Union Jack members, Anthony Joshua Union Jack Protection Program, saying that, Deontay Wilder should drop his belt now. The belt is hurting, Deontay Wilder, but yet it's not hurting Anthony Joshua. And this is how you know it's some junk, man. This is how you know they on some junk, man. Check this out, right? So, Eddie Hearn's on iFilm London, man. He's telling you, man. I'm going to have to break this video up, man, in the parts, man. He's telling you. He's like, what did he say? He's saying what the plan is. He's saying, look, we're going to fight Kubrat Pulev, drop the WBA belt. And then he's telling me, this is what they want. This is what they really want. And, man, one of the Union Jack members, they mentioned this on this hangout, right? They said, and they revealed, what they really want. They reveal what they really want. Because Eddie Hearn said this. It's word for word, man. You would have thought they were best friends. Because Eddie Hearn said it. Because this dude had said it. One of these Union Jack members said it. And then when I heard Eddie Hearn say it on I Film London, I was like, damn, man, this is what they don't even want this fight with Deontay Wilder, right? They trying to get Wilder to give up his belt. You know what I'm saying? So Eddie Hearn, he's offering Deontay Wilder money for the belt to fight Dillian White, right? So this is what they trying to do. They either trying to get Wilder to fight Dillian White because they want to bring him over to the UK. And if Dillian White can last 12 rounds, what they want to do is they want to rob old boy, okay, over there in the UK. And then they want to have Dillian White fight Anthony Joshua, right, in the unification match, right? Because we already seen the outcome of that. You know, Anthony Joshua beat Dillian White. No, they can sell that over there in the UK. Because, you know, I mean, the UK guys, they ride hard. You know, it's no fault of their own. Some of them don't know no better. You know, that's why Eddie Hearn was laughing at Deontay Wilder because he know he can fool the UK fans like that. You know, but they ain't happening here over the United States. We already know what's up. You know what I'm saying? That's why Pavek can try to get Wilder, but you know they think he's a country bumpkin. But he you know, he's a country bumpkin from the United States. He ain't no country bumpkin from the Philippines like Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? He probably got 2 bricks for brains. You know, 1 brick on the right hemisphere, 1 brick on the left hemisphere of the brain. You know what I'm saying? But not Deontay Wilder. Don't let that tongue-tied stuff with Deontay Wilder be doing fool you, okay? So, but that's what they want, and that's what one of the Union Jack members was telling me. He was saying, like, yo, man, like, this is the plan, is to have, you know, Dillian White fight Anthony Joshua in a unification match with the belts, and leave Deontay Wilder without a belt on the outskirts begging, you know, Anthony Joshua or Dillian White for a belt. But see here, this is why Al Heyman went on to sign Luis Ortiz, because Al Heyman already knew that Eddie Hearn wasn't up for it. You know what I'm saying? He you know, Eddie Hearn, you know, he wasn't up for no Luis Ortiz match with Anthony Joshua, because you know, Al Heyman, he plays checkers, man. I mean, no, he don't play checkers. He plays chess. Al Heyman, he plays chess. Eddie Hearn, you know, dealing with these, UK fans and stuff like that, he's allowed to play, like, checkers and stuff like that. You know, he just play tic-tac-toe and whatnot, you know. And go from point A to point C to point Z, to, you know, instead of point A to point B. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, just straight out goes, do what you got to do. But, you know, that's why, you know, Eddie Hearn be just laughing all the time, you know, joking it up with Cook and Cassius, man, on I Film London. And he be giving out the whole game plan, man. You ever watch one of these I Film London videos, man? They tell you what they gonna do, you know. And the UK fans still buy the fights, man. I don't understand it. But they like it like that, you know what I'm saying? They like it simple like that, you know. But I not all of them, but you know, to me, if somebody was telling me, you know, that hey man, we on some bourgeois stuff, and we have a plan to fight these 4 fighters next, as if, you know, it's a foregone conclusion that this dude's gonna win these fights. I'm like, why even pay to watch the fights on pay-per-view? But that's what they be doing over there, and they be, you know, they pay-per-views cheaper than ours in the U.S. But, you know, 20 pounds, they act like, you know, it's the end of the world for them over there. So I don't know if that's inflation or what's going on over there, but you talk about 20 pounds for pay-per-view and stuff like that, they feel as if they coming out they pocket for something, you know. But, you know, over here, you know, we got, what, $60, $100 in our pay-per-view and stuff like that. And we look like, dang, man, you know, shoot, 20 pounds don't look so bad. It was like $40 or something. But, yeah, man, Al Heyman knew what was up. And he went on to sign Luis Ortiz, because he knew that Eddie Hearn was on some was on some thing, you know, because they do business together. They got Carl Frampton over here. They got they got a few people to come over here. Who was that? Kell Brook, James Chunky DeGale. You know, because Eddie Hearn, I guess he don't know how to promote nobody. We had to take James Chunky DeGale off his hands. And now we had to do Luis Ortiz, man. You know, he did him a favor. He got Luis Ortiz. And now there's I'm gonna do another video up on this, but it looks like Luis Ortiz is gonna have this WBA belt because Anthony Joshua, his priorities are in the wrong place, man. He don't want to be a legend, man, which is okay, man. Go ahead and make your money, but you don't have to hold everybody else hostage, hostage with these belts and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you so hot, that's what I'm saying, man. It's not really that much money in the UK. They just tricking their fans, with the British belt. And that's what they're doing. They're recycling these belts because, if anything, if he's not willing to be a world champion, Anthony Joshua, then why don't he just fight Dillian White for the British belt and the Commonwealth belt? Those colonial belts and stuff like that. Just fight him for those two belts. You don't have to get a WBO belt, act like you want to fight Joseph Parker, and you don't fight the belts like that. We know you don't want to do that because you already got some money in your pocket. I mean, you like pretty much like De La Hoya, being the Golden Boy and stuff like that. Like Canelo. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna fight many easy fights as possible, and then you're gonna fight one monster, and then if you do win, then everybody's gonna be like, oh, how great you are and stuff. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? You trying to do the GGG move and stuff like that. That's what you trying to do. We hip. The Union Jack guys, I don't know if they in a cult or whatever like that, or they not hip, but something's missing, man. Somebody's one can short of a 6-pack to think that us other boxing fans, hardcore fans, ain't gonna see the price of rice in China. You know what I'm saying? Ain't really lining up with what's really going on globally. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'm gonna end it right here, man. It's getting late. A little bit too much background noise and stuff like that, so I'm gonna end it here, man. I'm gonna chop this one up, 3-part video probably, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, just keeping it real, man. Just keeping it real. I didn't want to have to do this, but some people just make you do it. You know what I'm saying? Just make you do it. No beef or anything like that. But you gotta keep it real. You know what I'm saying? If the belts are holding everybody up, then why you just asking one man to drop his belt when the other dude ain't dropping his belt? And now, not on top of that, he's not even facing the toughest dude or the boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? Like Angel Garcia said, have you faced any killers? You know what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua ain't faced no killer. You know what I'm saying? Vladimir Klitschko was already defanged a few times. You know what I'm saying? You gotta remember he was coming off a loss versus Tyson Fury. Come on, let's be real. All right, man. Catch y'all later. Bye.